That's right, folks. Acidic Roots and Cobalt are gonna dive into Contra. So we're gonna see what happens here. Contra Bros. I've talked about this a few times. Contra Bros is Frenchie and I, and Cobalt. I mean, most of the time these things don't permit 3 players, but he is one also. So we're gonna have that sort of thing. And as you'll see, he can play this game, so if you're wondering more about Cobalt, the type of video games he plays and stuff, he plays Fortnite, he plays League of Legends, Smash Brothers, some of those type games, Guitar Hero, so he has a good handle on certain games, but a lot of them, you know, if you're thinking they're modern, that's kind of why I wanted him to get used to some of these games. We played Mario a few times, and this just needs to be another game. I mean, there's been times, you know, just having friends in the past where it's like, okay, well, the Mario stuff is fun, but what else is there to do? I've only owned Contra for so long. I mean, when Frenchie came into the picture, I knew I was going to have to buy some 2-player games if I wanted him to stick around. And I mean, it's not like, you know, being bored would have, you know, been a factor in our remaining friendship, but you know, this is interesting just to be able to say, okay, well, we've beaten Mario 23 times in the past 3 weeks, maybe we should do something else. That's just the thing. So it's kind of the same stuff with Cobalt, but the main thing there is just trying to say, you know, whether or not we can beat these games, because I can basically beat Mario just about any day I play it, but I can't beat Contra. I've been practicing, as you'll see. We're not gonna get game over on stage 1 or 2, so I'll let you see how far in these 10 minutes that we're actually gonna get, but that this is like the whole damn thing and shit is just trying to aim for that. Now obviously Ninja Turtles is another such game, but you know, that's just the whole damn thing. I've played those games, I know how to beat them, so I wanted to try something unexplored. And that just happens to be like the main. So that's just kind of where a lot of that actually happens, but yeah, so the NES is obviously a factor in deciding point in a lot of entertainment. When they say Nintendo Entertainment System, it actually is entertaining. So another such game would be Punch-Out, but I'm going to have to, you know, make sure we get a hold of that soon. Obviously, I don't want to buy it off Amazon because I think they would just sneak in the regular version of Punch-Out. But, you know, I want the one with Mike Tyson, of course. That's the thing. But Cobalt got game over, and we'll see what happens here, so I'll let you in on the fact. Now obviously getting extra lives in this, you know, the whole damn thing is I think it either happens at the end of the stage or after you get a certain high score. Some people can mess around and just keep killing enemies until their score gets high enough to where they actually do get some bonuses. I'm not sure. I mean, that's the thing. It probably would say if you looked online hard enough how to get extra lives quicker, but I would probably do that. I'd rack up like 4 extra lives and then go back in. But you'll see what happens. So, but, you know, truthfully, I died more than I would have wanted to between these 2 stages, so I think it's a deciding factor why this ends sooner than I wanted it to, but you know, this implies that I need more practice. So, Cobalt's back. So yeah, so yep. The thing, I mean, you can keep, there's one particular thing of note, is you play Contra and one of you gets game over, as long as you both don't, you can keep going back into the action. So, this happens to be like the whole damn thing is, I like video games that do that. You know, sometimes, I don't know, some of you folks, if you're from the if you were a kid in the 90s, you knew when player 2 got game over, it became less fun just because if you still had like 8 lives and they had 0 and they can't take any from you, it just sucked. That was the whole damn thing. It kind of makes it not necessarily a 2-player game, but a 1.5 player. So, and yeah, you can die if you don't go up with the vertical stage, so I don't think Cobalt knew that, but I wasn't intentionally trying to do anything, but you do have to kind of make sure that you're both on the same planes before you jump. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's not really teamwork moves, but you do need teamwork for this game. It's definitely, you don't just want to say, oh, I'm just gonna kill all the enemies. You do have to make sure your teammate gets some of the good items and has a couple lives to spare and that sort of stuff. So, like, you take out the north enemies and he takes out the east, that sort of thing. But yeah, so but my practice only got me so far, so obviously the furthest I've ever gotten was stage 5, where you fight these tanks. It's the snow stage, so you do have to fight 2 of them. I had 30 lives and I got to the tanks and I managed to beat the first one, but then the second one I just didn't have enough lives. Really, there's only 3 stages left after that. So, I mean, obviously I would just have to really see how far I could go. Swallow a burp there. How far I could go with, you know, the 3 lives, or the 30 life cheat, that sort of thing. I mean, really, this game, you know, my biggest advice to some of these people who are adamant about beating this game is just to practice it. I mean, if you can spend like an hour or 2, you know, 3 or 4 days a week playing it, you'll probably be able to beat the game pretty quickly, which is just the main thing. So, but, you know, obviously, I don't know. I mean, Frenchie plays this game, I play this game, we find time, but, you know, just between everything else, like the blog making and, you know, the sort of stuff that goes on, I just have to, you know, keep up with, like, you know, I just have to keep up with, you know, trying to find practice to this. I mean, I've played this multiple times, so this is the main thing, you know, we do actually enjoy this game. So, but yeah, I mean, so this is, you know, these bases are a pain in the rear. That's the main thing about it, so. It's actually kind of amusing to watch, you know. I'm doing this as I record, so it's fun just to know. Kind of gives you like a nervous feeling as far as how far you think we're gonna get. Like the main thing to it. So, I like it. Cobalt's gone again. What's gonna happen? So, but this is the whole damn thing. I mean, as long as you can get to like the boss or beat the stage, you'll pretty much have always another shot at having you know, 2 players in the mode. But I do know that there are people who can actually beat this game with the 3 lives that it gives you to begin with. Or maybe the extra lives if they don't die, but the whole damn thing. I really should have had years of experience playing this game. It just feels strange. You know, the first age I played this in my life was 29, 28 and stuff, but the whole damn thing, it's a brilliant game. I mean, it's 30 years old, I don't even give a shit. What the fucking thing there. And then, you know, to boot, you know, to add insult to injury, there just are not an abundance of people who are about my age, you know, 29, 30, 31, or even 35, 36 who remember this game. I mean, you talk like, think of someone who's 35 right now, like you're talking Ashton Kutcher, you know, he's about that age. You can ask him if he knows about Contra. You know, Topher Grace, you know, some of those people. I mean, you could tell that Wilder Valderrama probably didn't play those games, but, you know, some of those guys, it's like, hey, you know, there's tons of other ones, though. I mean, you know, any of those MTV Road Rule stars or something like that, you know, they probably should have played these games, but this is awkward, that sort of popularity. Yep, I got game over, and we don't continue, so subscribe for more fun. There's going to be more of these. True.